The subcommittee will come to order, and the chair recognizes himself for an opening statement. Welcome to today's subcommittee markup of 13 bills to increase energy production and restore energy leadership. Over the last few months, this subcommittee has held several hearings to examine the issues holding back our ability to meet projected energy demand growth over the next decade. In our first hearing of Congress, the subcommittee heard from national security experts and energy workers to hear the importance of American energy for the world's future. We have also heard directly from the power sector to discuss challenges meeting current demand, as well as the ability to scale up operations to meet projected demand growth. Additionally, the subcommittee had executives from each of the nation's RTOs and ISOs to hear a boots-on-the-ground perspective from grid operators. Finally, the subcommittee held a legislative hearing on the suit of the legislation from the Department of Energy and Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, as well as representatives from impacted industries. At each of the subcommittee's hearings, I asked each of our witnesses if we need more or less energy moving forward. Every single one agreed that we need much more energy to power our nation's economic and technological future. I believe the legislation we're considering today will help address the challenges our energy and power sectors face as they work to provide abundant, reliable, and affordable energy to consumers. The subcommittee will consider several pieces of legislation aimed at addressing threats to our bulk power system and resource adequacy. The gentleman from Ohio's 12th District's Reliable Power Act would amend the Federal Power Act to require FERC to review the federal regulations that impact reliability. Additionally, the subcommittee will consider the gentleman from Ohio's 12th District's Grid Power Act, which would direct FERC to require the transmission providers prioritize and expedite interconnection queue requests for dispatchable generation projects. The subcommittee will also consider the gentleman from Virginia's 9th District's Power Plant Reliability Act, which will allow affected parties to contest the retirement of generation resources. Over the next 10 years, 115 gigawatts of dispatchable generation has been announced to be retired across the United States, while demand is estimated to increase by upwards of 151 gigawatts. To ensure reliability and affordability, it is imperative that our avenues to keep generation online are available. This includes hydropower, which is why the subcommittee will consider the bipartisan legislation led by the gentlelady from Washington's 8th District to increase transparency from FERC regarding the status of relicensing applications for hydropower dams. Following up on President Trump's Reinvigorating America's Beautiful Clean Coal Industry Executive Order, the gentleman from Ohio's 6th District's National Coal Council Reestablishment Act will codify the National Coal Council, which will focus on keeping baseload generation online. The gentleman from New York's 23rd District State Energy Accountability Act and the gentleman from Colorado's 8th District State Planning for Reliability and Affordability Act both amend PURPA to require states to consider requirements to evaluate reliability and long-term resource planning. We will also consider legislation aimed at assessing and securing electric and critical mineral supply chains, which will play a vital role in the ability to build out infrastructure. Creating an environment that promotes the building of infrastructure is also imperative as energy demand grows. The subcommittee will consider the improving interagency coordination for review of Natural Gas Pipelines Act, the Unlocking Our Domestic LNG Potential Act of 2025, the Refiner Act, and the Promoting Cross-Border Energy Infrastructure Act, which will improve federal permitting process to unlock development of much-needed oil, gas, and petrochemical infrastructure. I'd hope to work with our Democratic colleagues on more of this legislation, including my electric supply chain bill, which all members should want to support given the challenges today to getting our key components for our grid. Unfortunately, at this point, we've been able to find as much bipartisan as I'd hoped, but we will continue conversations with my colleagues on the other side, including with the gentlelady from Florida's 14th District, the ranking member, on her interconnection queue legislation. As energy demand is projected to grow to staggering levels, we must enact policies that increase supply, infrastructure, and reliability in the energy sector while lowering costs for American families and businesses. The bills before us today do just that, and I urge all my colleagues to support them. And with this, I yield back, and I now recognize the gentlelady from Florida, the ranking member of the subcommittee, for 5 minutes for her opening statement.